Hey everybody, welcome back to another interview on Mir Musk. Today we have the pleasure of interviewing Mr. Todd. Todd, how are you doing today, brother?
Booyaka shots. What's up? How you doing, man?
Doing all right, brother. So we don't have Dr. Chow today right now. I kind of fucked up on the time and everything like that. So I'm gonna be asking a lot of not ignorant, but a lot of basic questions just regarding the past of Mr. Todd here. So Todd, I
Very
just want to
racist. After
very,
Juneteenth, you're going to ask very ignorant questions.
of course, that's all
Very,
we did.
very canceled. We're gonna get pre-canceled before we even start.
Well,
It'll be great.
I have an eighth of black in me, so I get a pass. All right.
There you go. There you go.
Exactly. So Todd, I just want to dive in because you're a comedian, correct?
Right,
From
right, man.
since birth.
Born and raised, man. Playgrounds. I spent most of my days.
Exactly.
I think you've heard about that. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's about me, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Except
oh,
it was except it's in Brooklyn, not in Philly. You know,
there's Dr. Chow now. Yes, sir. He came.
Dr. Chow.
What's up, brother?
What's up, man? We were solving racism. It was beautiful. And then you interrupted.
Yeah, just like the white people usually do.
Yeah, I was thinking for this interview, man, we're going to go into we got to get into the history of Juneteenth and you got to educate us about black people in general. So
Yeah,
we're live now. Shit. All right.
Yeah, we're live.
I jumped on. I thought we were backstage still. So
No, but
he's like, hey, can you please explain to me black people? Oh no, we're live. Never mind.
I was about to rock dog this shit, bro.
all right, sorry I'm late, but and I interrupted whatever flow you guys were in, but
no,
welcome, Todd.
And
yes. Yeah, definitely had an on flow going on. So yeah, we'll get back to it.
Yeah, we'll get back to that, baby.
Yep. Just want to say thanks for getting me on your show, getting me on your program. Sorry, I've been busy and stuff, doing my busy things, but I'm here. I'm present. I'm wearing a 3-day-old gray T-shirt, and I'm ready to rock and roll, representing New York, Brooklyn for the St. Louis crowd and beyond.
Yay.
You know what's crazy is I was watching a podcast, and the guest on the show was actually talking about doing your show, your stand-up show tomorrow night.
Nice.
Tracy Jane. Do you know her?
Yes. She's awesome. Wow. What podcast were you listening to?
She was on Ray DeVito's show.
Oh yeah, Ray. I don't really like Ray DeVito.
Oh, you know Ray? Yeah. You know Ray, man?
Listen, I've been doing comedy for decades, centuries now. This is the second century I've been doing comedy.
I love it.
Because I started as a kid. And so I've been around a little bit. Yeah. I don't know if you guys seen that show Crashing.
Yeah.
I was on it. I was on the first episode.
Oh shit.
So
okay.
yeah, that had a lot of the New York that kind of showed a lot of the New York comedy scene, right?
Yeah. I was the guy that was like, give it up for Pete Holmes, guys. Then I brought him on stage.
Sick. I mean, that's like a badge of honor for the comedy scene to be on that show, because there's a bunch of I know Artie was on there for a minute, and just a bunch of those guys. Me and Mir, we're not comedians, but we've interviewed a bunch of them. We've interviewed a bunch of streamers. There's a lot of stuff I want to cover with you in comedy, and then I saw you were also on your Twitter. You were talking about doing something at like a blockchain symposium of some sorts, right?
Yeah, I was doing. I've been involved with NFTs and like the metaverse and the blockchain. So I do a bunch of stuff. I'm always interested in all the crazy kooky things that are coming out and like seeing how I could like incorporate that with comedy and make that hilarious and stuff. Like for example, I have a comedy troupe called Comedy Bites where we feature the first AI versus humans comedy roast battle, right? And we've been doing a lot of that stuff that got featured in New York Times, Financial Times, the LA Times, all the times. We've been featured in all the times. And I'm actually planning a spinoff because I'm doing a live stream podcast for like talking about AI, tech, Web3, all that fun shit. Because it's so crazy out there. Like everything's so crazy going on. Like even with the whole Drake and the Kendrick Lamar beef, where they're like using AI and like there's not a platform. No one's like talking about this stuff. No one's talking about all this weird, like everyone's just like, whoa, this is scary. I'm like, yo, use that to overthrow society. Okay, this is our friggin' Neo Matrix moment right now. The robots are giving us the tools to either overcome or vanquish ourselves. Who knows? But yeah, I've got like a podcasting network I'm starting up very, very soon. And yeah, it's gonna be all under that. And hopefully we can have you guys participate. Or
I'm basically AI at this point. Let's go.
No, I know a little bit about that, the crypto and the NFT space and all that type of stuff. So, and I know another guy who I'm I'm tight with is Scarelli. He's kind of a crossover between like the New York comedy scene and he's been on a bunch of these comedy podcasts, but then he's also like deep into, I don't know if you saw recently, there's like a big thing that he's behind the DJT meme token on Solana.
You mean Martin Scarelli, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Have you been talking to Martin Scarelli?
Not recently, but he's blowing up right now on the Twitterverse or like in that crypto space about some meme token. I don't know if you caught any of that over the last couple of days.
I've seen the DJT. I've seen some stuff. I know like there's like a DJT stock, but there's like a token meme. Like I got, and I'm not surprised that Martin Scarelli's a part of this. This is so fascinating. I love like this. See, here's the thing. I've kind of left X or Twitter because like it just got like you can't really. It just got weird. Now it's getting weird again, where it's like, oh wait, this is not just for porno. Now it's just like for self-implosion. I got to get in on this. So now they're throwing everything on the wall. I'm like, oh, let me get back on like live streaming there. I might have to. I promised myself I wouldn't get that the check mark, the blue check, but maybe I might just so I could start streaming and then the stupid algo gods would be like, yeah, this guy's verified. Show it to everybody.
It's crazy how many different like what you're touching on about the AI and the emerging tech and how many like subcultures there are and then how they kind of cross over to each other with that idea of like, hey, we're gonna change it, we're gonna build the new, we're gonna take down the establishment, that type of stuff. And yeah, like obviously that ethos is big and in some forms of politics, but like there's like the crypto, there's all these different people and they it's like a new generation too. Like I think we're probably just young enough where it's like, you know how things go in waves of like the way what you protest and what you're for and all that stuff. But I think for Twitter, it seems like it's mostly boomers, but now people are seeing like, hey, I can start putting stuff out on there, making videos, making money on there because now they're paying creators on there. So who knows if it's gonna, or X, I guess they call it now, if it's gonna, what's gonna win out. But Instagram still seems like it's the number one for like people.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm just kind of tired of what, to me, all social media is trash now. It's over. Okay, it's all trash. Post as much as you can, promote yourself as much as possible. There are people that used to curate their like pages and platforms and like their presence. Like, oh, this is like a bonsai tree. I need to post like once every 2 days something interesting with no word. I'm like, dude, it's all a crash grab. They don't give a shit about you. Okay.
Right.
Use it for what it is. All the internet is garbage. Okay, it's garbage. Just try to curate your garbage to point it towards you, where people could actually, get attention to you. Just like throw it out. That's what I've been doing. I've been kind of like quiet recently because I'm sort of I'm just stepping back and trying to strategize on what I want to do because like when I go to that next level with the podcast network, it's just gonna be like all hands on deck. Constant like content posting, but I also want to make sure the content's like dope as shit. So that's where I'm at. But the thing is too, like with the whole blockchain situation and like the metaverse and all that stuff, everyone hates each other now. Like on the internet, everyone hates it. Like the people who are into AI, right? They hate people. Web3 is like a dirty word for them, right? People who are into NFTs, they hate like I think real stuff. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know. It seems like everyone's just trying to argue with each other, and like I definitely want to like I just want to engage in that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hilarious to me. That's like part of the reason I've been doing like I think Lil Mir was saying how he saw some of my videos where I was doing man on the street stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm bringing back the live streams I used to do during the pandemic and like professionalizing it, where interviewing people, real people, streaming it, and then like talking about real topics and just saying like fuck it, like sort of like a politically incorrect or for our time, that's like less, fucking old.
Well, I want to ask you a question. How is on the street? Because you're in New York, obviously, but so how is it going on the street, talking to your everyday man, consider what's going on right now in New York City with the immigration, issues and everything like that, all the murders and old people being pushed in front of trains.
Yeah, there's so much murders, man.
killing.
It's like, yeah, I'm actually dead. I'm not even a real person.
I
I'm dead
mean,
right
you
now.
you're floating right now, bro. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm actually connected to a chat GPT. This is Todd GPT.
I'm just saying all the talking points that the right tell me to say, all the white people tell me to say. So I just want to, make sure.
Dude, the funny thing is, everyone over exaggerates on each side. Right?
Are immigrants raping or not? Just answer the question, right?
Exactly. Not enough. I'm kidding. Canceled. Kidding. No, it just seems everyone's. Here's the problem. Like everyone's so over the top with like their rhetoric and propaganda. There's no truth. It's like it's over. Like everything's true and untrue at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So whatever you believe, and that's another thing too. There's no more objectivity. Like we used to agree on an objectivity, like, oh, we share this reality. We're at the point now where there's no shared reality, And yeah, that's even like portrayed in culture with like whole like shows dealing with the multiverse and things like that. It's like we've got to the point where there's no reality except your own reality. And I don't know. It's like maybe it's always been like that. Like questions about solipsism, where the idea of philosophy is that like you can't really prove you don't exist outside of your body, or everyone else exists outside of your, id, yourself, but we just presume it, and now we're just going back to those questions, and it makes sense too, because, it's a new century, new shit, right? New technology. And we're still sort of dealing with 19th century, 20th century bullshit.
What is this saying? It says human beings will always act the same, but technology will advance. Like all this shit's still the same, just technology is just changing. That's it.
Yeah, that's why I'm rooting for the robots, man. I'm selling out. I'm like, yo, John Connor's over there. You know what I'm saying? it's over. You see how people are getting more stupider, and like everything else is getting smarter. Like even spam bots, I feel like, are getting smarter. Like they're like spam.
Well, I wanted to touch on some of this stuff. But in tying it back to your podcasting network, what is the pit? Like, how are you gonna the theme of it, or how are you gonna go about it? Because I agree with you on people are fighting now, and there's this whole subsector of like podcasts that just go live and they just have super chatters, chat them, and it's basically them fighting with other shows, and it's live, and it's like. And people paying them to like throw barbs at the host or throw barbs at the host's enemy and stuff. And they bring in, sometimes $1,000-$2,000 an hour or a show for a couple hours. And it's like, I think that exemplifies kind of what's going on to some degree, but like, what are you going to do at your network that's going to be like the thing?
Mr. Chow, I think you got something going on there, right? A race war as a live stream. Okay?
Yeah.
We're like, hey, you want to make fun of what black people or white people or Asians? Let's go to super chat, and then boop, 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 count up the cash. That's what a real capitalist would do. Thank you for that idea.
Al Sharpton, baby.
Yeah.
Well, so I liken what we're seeing. It's all boomers. It's like Kevin Brennan, Ray DeVito, Chad Zumock. These guys are all in this like universe that are doing it, but black people were doing it with the e-beefs on Clubhouse. I don't know if you caught any of that, but like
wait, Clubhouse is still a thing? Clubhouse is still a thing?
I don't know if they're still doing it, but it was hot for a while where it would be like academics, and we had we had Crip Mac on, and we had what's his face on, but it'd be like these I don't know if you call them real gangsters or but they'd go online and beef all day, and there's guys known for it. So they'd just be in a clubhouse and they'd be fighting, and then people would call in and fight with them and that type of shit. But that wasn't with the iteration of super chat. So, but it was super popular because that's what people wanted to see was people arguing Jerry Springer style, you know, like live and being able to interact as a fan, kind of. So it's all evolving, and I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what but yeah, like if you tried to set it up some way where you merge the two worlds, that'd be fun to see.
Yeah, see, I've like so before the pandemic, I was actually pitching like a talk show to Quibi. Remember Quibi?
Yeah, I remember hearing about it. I never watched it.
Yeah, I want to do like sort of like an interactive talk show where you stream and then actually have the audience like collaborate with you. Because to me, that's like the next level of like entertainment. Like people want to be engaged with their content. People want to be a part of it, and just having that like seamlessly, like that's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, like we're pitching it. The show was going to be like where it was called Who's Todd Montesi, where like me and this older comedian guy named Bob Bell, like I was going to try to get famous after each episode, and like and I'd have like a sidekick who's this like 60-year-old guy who like didn't want to be famous at all, you know. And we do stuff like, for example, how to make a band and then like a hit song in like 10 minutes, right? And like while we do it in 10 minutes, we would actually go to like say a super chat, but this was before super chat. We go to the chats and be like, all right, chat, so what should we do next? Who should we pick? You know, like that type of stuff.
Right.
And so I've always had that in my pocket. I want to do that. Like I want to basically do like what a Joe Rogan has, like with his network, but do it in New York City, because I have a comedy club in New York, right? It's called the UG Comedy Show, the Underground Comedy Show. We've been around for like 15 years.
Have you had Ray perform there? Have you had Ray perform there?
Ray DeVito?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have it banned there. He's been banned.
You have him banned there. All right, good man.
Well, speaking of the interaction thing in Ray, a lot of our comments so far have been about Ray. So people must know that you and Ray have some type of history. But like,
I heard he's been talking dump about me too. Let me check out.
Really? What? He's been talking shit about your cult. Wait, no, I mean you.
Yeah, here's one.
Yeah. Wait, someone commented, Mr. Montesi, did you know that Ray was permanently banned from every Planet Fitness location globally due to harassing females? Oh, I mean, if the garlic hits, you must not quit. I don't know.
No, but okay, so yeah, there's a whole bunch of them asking about Ray, so we can get into Ray, but he got banned from your comedy club long ago.
It wasn't bad. He's done spots at our shows, but he's kind of a cunt, you know, to say the least. And he's also runs the Light, which is like one of the most sacrilegious things you could do in comedy. Yeah. And like the last show he did was in our space. It was in the West Village, and I was like, dude, what are you doing? Right? You ran the Light. You know, you were shaky up there. Like, why don't you just get off after like when someone gives you the Light, you have 1 to 2 minutes to get the fuck off, right?
Right.
And then he was also he was kind of shitting on me, which I let that slide back in those days. Like now, not anymore.
Fuck yeah.
Right. Because like once people shit on you, they're like, oh, I could be comfortable shitting on that guy. Like you can't allow that if you're in a level of position of like, you know what I'm saying?
This is your fucking show now.
Right. Like I'm busting my ass getting an audience for you. I pack it, and like you're just gonna fucking be a dick. And I've given him spots too. Like I thought we were good, and then like I guess he thought something else. I was supposed to do the Kevin Brennan show, right?
Yeah.
And because Kevin Brennan hit me up, he was like, "Oh yeah, so we heard about something you and Ray brought you up. They want you to be on the show." I'm like, "Great." And then all of a sudden, the next day, Kevin was just like, "Oh man, we're busy, man. So, but like, we'll get back to you." I sent him nice texts. I'm like, "Yo, I would love to tell my story. I've been around comedy for like 25 years. Not only that, I've got one of Kevin Brennan's boys crashing with me because he's not doing well. Vinny K. Vinny K is like this old Italian comic guy. He's hilarious, but he's also like he's sleeping on my couch, you know."
Oh, nice.
And, like, I know. I'm the sucker.
Oh, Brendan's super flaky like that. Mir's been on his show a handful, or at least I don't know.
I,
one time.
I got
okay.
banned after my one showing.
Yeah, but yeah, no, he thrives on that. He's the main show, the preeminent show in that verse where like it's mainly just reading the comments of like people trashing the or the guest or creating this drama, and he just sits back and reads it, and he loves when there's controversy or conflict. So he probably wanted to bring you on because of Ray, but Ray actually got banned from his show, so he hasn't been on for like 3 or 4 months. So he's probably like, like we don't need him on to expose Ray anymore. But I mean, a lot of the people here know all of Ray's tales of running the light.
How did Ray get banned on his show?
Oh.
Ray got banned from Brennan. Okay, so this is what happened. Ray was being paid pretty good by Brennan to do his show, and he was just a punching bag, Ray, because everyone just clowns on him, But Ray teamed up with this guy named Patrick Milton, who is his enemy, who was Brennan's enemy, and Ray went out to Vegas to do his show with him, and Brennan said anyone who goes and does this show is banned from my show, basically. So it was basically that. It was out of disloyalty because Brennan's super petty like that. Like if you're not loyal to him, he banned him. So that's it. But the funny thing that ties back to what you said is this show in Vegas that they performed, they streamed it live. It was a stand-up show, and all the comedians did like 5 to 10 minutes, and Ray went, I think, 24 minutes for a 10-minute set, and they had to put up on a big screen, like in the live stream, like, and they're telling him like, turn around, look at the screen, and it said like, wrap it up, Ray, get off the stage. So I guess he did the same thing, and Ray was walking around like he had like the best set. He was telling everyone he got a standing ovation because everyone gave him a standing ovation when he walked on stage because he was like a fool, That's like ironic. But there's no comedy. Like I say about Ray, like his comedy isn't hack. It's like, it just doesn't make sense. Like the jokes.
Yeah. I think the problem with Ray though, I feel like Ray does have talent, but I feel like Ray's got to the point where he's after a certain while, right? After you're doing comedy a certain while, like comedians tend to start getting cynical and they just start eating themselves up where it's just like, I'm not happy doing this. I'm not happy moving forward. You can't have that mentality of like failure. You got to you have to keep being present and just keep going forward. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't like that negativity shit. Like that's when you lose. It's like sports. Stand-up comedy is the most akin to sports when it comes to the arts, where it's like some nights you're batting 500 or 1,000, and then some nights it's just like, yo, my knuckleball's not working. What am I gonna do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you gotta just realize that. Like, I'm not bashing him. I don't want to bash him. It was unfortunate that he did that because like I thought he was like a friend, and like I'm very, there's parts of me where it's like I give everyone a shot. I give everybody a shot, even if you're new. Like because like no one ever gave me a shot, being a poor black kid from the hood, whatever. So I give
hey, watch it, man. We're very supportive of black kids from the hood, all right?
Exactly. That's why I'm here for post Juneteenth. Yeah. By the way, celebrating Juneteenth CPT style a day later.
I'm a racist, so I couldn't do anything. I couldn't have a black man on the show on Juneteenth. I couldn't have
exactly. Dude, you're so racist. You have the English flag in the background.
Right, of course.
But the point is, though, man, it's like it's unfortunate. Like, best of luck to him, though. I'm sure. And, maybe he's developed a following through that. Maybe that's a smart move. I see someone commenting, Johnny Payton, number 8. Mr. Montesi, Ray DeVito has talked a lot of smack about you. Ray, like one of DeVito's like, let me know what he talked about. I want to know. I want to know what he said. Please let me know, chat.
Yeah. So we got this thing called the Institute for Ray DeVito Studies. Yes. And it's like this AI program. So it's crazy. It goes through everything he's ever done, and it's all transcribed. So we could easily just type in your name and find all of the stuff he's ever talked about you and make a video. I'll tell Sheckler to do that. The guy who runs
real?
it.
Are you guys real?
Yeah. I'm not kidding.
Real shit.
Wow. If you go to Franklin Sheckler, here, let me pull up something from it. You'll love this shit.
Oh boy.
But yeah, we could find out it all and get it to you for sure. But No, that's the thing, man. Like that Tracy Jane, she's dope, and
She's awesome.
Yeah, she's super like positive and good spirited and everything. And she does DeVito's. She gets guilted into doing DeVito streams all the time.
She does?
Yeah, yeah. And DeVito was trying to hit it, you know.
Oh, he was?
Yeah. But yeah, the other night when she was on there, she was talking about how she was going to be doing your show this weekend. So let's give that a little promotion while we're here. And
Yes.
Yep. If you guys are in New York City, we're at the UGG Comedy Show at 1 and 1 in the East Village, 76 East First Street, Friday, 8:30 p.m. in the Lower East Side. Yo, if you hear, let me know if you come in. If you're from the show, let me know. I'll give you half off on tickets, only $5. And yeah, it's a good time. I'm a funny good dude. And what's going on here?
Yeah, so
oh boy, look at that.
America faces a creeping threat. A malignancy rarely encountered throughout. The Cleveland slow is arrogant and deceitful. Its charm is superficial, never invited, and always the last to leave. Every utterance marked by pathological lying and manipulation. The slow's bovine eyes betray a complete lack of remorse or guilt, callous and devoid of empathy. It has no concept of responsibility for its own actions. The slow is Marxist in nature, a financial parasite without any realistic long-term goals. Impulsive, irresponsible, and unreliable in its behavior. What stands between this blight and the future of America? The Institute for Ray DeVito Studies.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Dude, this is like watching YouTube in hell.
No, hang on. Before we say anything, I just want to say real quick.
How many hits
did that get?
I just wonder how many.
That one, so basically he's got that one, it's got 438 from 2 days ago, but there's all these Ray videos here,
Oh, wow.
2.5, 1.9. So this is all work done by About Ray. There's Tracy on one of them. So
Wait, is he like popular or something? Is he like
yeah?
getting, like,
So
Ray's huge.
he's popular as a as a fool, you know.
Yeah.
So that's his thing, you know. Here's him doing stand up.
By candlelight.
Handsome
you
Wing, I
missed any of
rescued her
that.
from JCPenney.
fair use? Anybody can share this video of me in a done scam.
I'm a single guy. Some single ladies out there.
So you get the idea anyway, but that's the thing, yeah. So he is popular now. He's grown an audience of people who, you know, like watching his foolishness and all that type of stuff. So that's what in the chat, like there's all this inside stuff talking about like Ray Goots,
I know
Mate
Goots,
J. Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So he's
who's Mr. Montesi Ray. Oh, okay. I thought he was talking about me because I was like, "What are you trying to say? I'm cringe because I am."
So I got a question. What was your first like aspect when you met Ray? Like, when was the first time you really met Ray?
Jesus, probably at an open mic or something. Because
you guys become best buds for off the bat, or
No, I mean, it was just
accumulated.
like we were just acquaintances, you know. But like, he did my show, so he asked me for spots. I gave him spots, you know. And then I remember he also started running shows himself at what was that, at a hostel. And the funny thing was, this guy Randy Epley, who would have his hostel shows, started having beef with him because he was like, "Hey, this guy's taking my hostel shows. What am I gonna do here?" And they had like a weird side beef of this guy Randy Epley. He was like a nice older comic guy from Cleveland as well, and he was having beef with this Rita Vito, and it was just surreal, you know. It was just like, they were like, it was one of those things where it's like, yeah, because I was like, all right, you put me on your show, I'll do your shows, whatever. But it became like it was like a weird beef that was like, why are you beefing with each other? Like it seemed like Ray was trying to take over that hostel to make it like a hostile comedy club, no pun intended. But and then apparently like I got kicked out of that hostel, and then you know,
why did he?
Shout out to Randy Epley, by the way. Randy Epley's a great guy. Shout out to Randy Epley.
Hey, wait, Todd, I got a question for you though. Why did he become somewhat aggressive towards you though? What kind of irked him to start shitting on you randomly? Because you know he does. You know, I know this is about Ray because Ray's very touchy when it comes to people of color and or you know like touching into more darker aspects of things. So why did he decide to come at you? Because that must have been like a huge thing for him because he doesn't really like to push the narrative. You know,
I don't know. He probably thought, you know, a lot of comics they think like, oh, you know what, I'm better than you. Now I've got some clout, and then they act like dicks, you know. Which, hey man, let me tell you something. If you're gonna be a superstar, you better be a superstar. You know what I'm saying? Because like most comics, they reach a level and they crash down, and they all beg for those same spots. You know what I'm saying?
right?
So
Were you guys friendly or friends at one point, or is it just
we
like
were friendly?
business?
You know, we were friendly. You know, I'm actually surprised that Ray DeVito has this whole like cinematic universe. Which makes me even more confident about jumping into the streaming game full time. Because I'm like, yo, if you guys like Ray, I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. Okay, mom, you know, everyone, hey, man, everybody has fans. Okay, we all have fans. We all have followers. That's what social media is all about. So,
well, I've noticed like stand-up comedy. I don't know, like it had like a boom, and like especially right before the pandemic. I feel like it just shifted in the pandemic. I know there's still stand-up comedy that's popular, and like there's like certain guys that like do theaters but it seems like a lot of the guys who are like big now are like from podcasting. Like Shane Gillis is like one of the guys who's like recently gotten really big, it seems like, and seems like he got popular from doing like basically Joe Rogan and all that type of shit. But
like the Kill Tony podcast, a lot of comics. Kill Tony's becoming the new Tonight Show. You know, you don't hear about comics breaking out for the Tonight Show anymore. You hear comics breaking out from like Kill Tony or like YouTube, like posting your own YouTube special. And you know what? Great, man. I'm fucking sick and tired of like these curated like scenes. I think people are sick of that. I think now things are unhinged and people want some reality.
You gotta hop in there then.
You know?
You gotta hop in that shit, man.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm trying to get that super chat money. All right. Tired of working graveyard shifts at children's shelter, you know?
At McDonald's. What?
Right, exactly. Right.
You probably know too. Like, I think it's going to keep evolving, especially with like the online payment systems. Like right now, it's like Google, and like there's a couple different things where they have the super chat set up. But I can imagine sometime down the road where there's going to be a streaming thing. And like with crypto wallets where it like costs you fractions of like cents to watch, like the payments can become a whole new different type of thing. So like, instead of just your attention of like, hey, I'm getting views and likes and this, it'll be like all monetized in an economy of some sorts eventually. Of course, the content's the content, but
dude, if I knew begging was going to be like the main thing, I would have been begging in the beginning. I would have been like, yo, grandma, I'm gonna go out begging for change because I want to be a comedian. That's art in 2024, where we're all fucking begging for change.
Does that piss you off?
Huh?
Does that piss you off? That
you know,
really
I thought I was
begging. I mean, fucking begging. I'm not kidding you. Like it would be a homeless person asking for $5.
Yeah. I mean, like it is what it is now. Like at first, I was like, like when people go like, "Hey, what's your birthday? What's your Venmo? I'll Venmo you money." I'm like, "What'd you call me? You gotta get, you gotta, you think I'm a charity case? You know, like the toxic masculinity, New York City bullshit vibe." But now I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. You know what? Before, what really sucked was because I was big in the NFT space, and at the peak of it, one of Pleaser House. They were like one of those DAOs. Like they were looking to actually do like a streaming show, and I was up for it as a host. And I was like, oh great, maybe I could do that. I could do the super chat.
Yeah.
Long story short, obviously NFTs bunked most of them, and I understood what was going on. I was like, you know what? I want to jump into that. I think it's fun. I like engaging with people. Like it's like reading the people's comments right now, where like explain Ray's current dwelling situation to Todd from Johnny Payton #8. Like I'm always interested in what people are doing and saying. Like I like collaborating, even though I'm a comedian. To me, going on stage is my shit. Like it's my personal shit. But like everything else, like content, filmmaking. I love collaborating. I love the conversation. I grew up on Howard Stern. You know what I'm saying? I love like learning about like the weirdness of people and just like letting it out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, like, well, that it's funny you said Pleaser, because Pleaser, they were the ones who contracted with Scarelli on the Wu-Tang album. And I think I heard something like he might be suing them or something for that now or whatever. But yeah, because he had initially bought that unreleased Wu-Tang album. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah. They took it away, right? Didn't the government take it away or something?
I don't know. He sent some of it to me, so I got some of it. But yeah.
You heard it? You heard it?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Did you like low key record it to like put in a?
I got it on something somewhere around here, but
oh my God.
Chow's a fucking legend, dude.
But
oh my God.
But yeah, no, that whole thing, like on the NFTs and that like what they were doing, that stuff like hyperwaved and crashed so hard right at the end of 21, 22.
Let me tell you something, man. Here's a problem. The reason the NFTs crashed is because like you here's the thing. The NFT culture, the Web3 culture is so eccentric and silly. First of all, people start taking themselves seriously, right? Like dudes, like the Bored Ape like a community. It's like, guys, you have monkey faces as your fucking personality. Like, have fun. Go over the top with it. This is not some fucking religion. This is like fucking dress up as your monkey, go out there, Star Trek this shit, But I think people were taking themselves too seriously because they're like, oh, well, we have celebrities that own some Bored Apes. And it's just like, and I felt like it went towards that place instead of like, oh, we could actually have these NFTs to actually collaborate with an artist and, and build it up. Like imagine Odd Future having NFTs or Wu-Tang Clan having NFTs and you could join their posse through that. And then like, oh, I've got my piece. Now I'm a rapper in this group, like an affiliated rapper,
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to do. That's what I was doing with my web series, like I had like I have a web series called PN and Friends, and we incorporated NFTs. And like, there's a bad guy group in our called the Blacks for Satan. They're like they're like a foot. Please, you know what? One day, when I make it, people are gonna deep dive my content, and they're gonna be like, "This dude's insane. He has his own cinematic superhero universe that's ridiculous." Like Chuck Norris did my show, right? I had him. Yeah, I had him as if you go on my IMDb for PN and Friends, I hired during the pandemic. I spent my pandemic money on getting celebrities for my show, right? By a cameo. So I had Chuck Norris, I had Ray, what's his name? Eric Roberts. There's a, you know what? Are you guys want to? If you guys jump on YouTube and look up like PN and Friends celebrity testimonials, and then you can see some of the stuff. Like we had the Mooch, Anthony Scaramucci. We have him as a regular on our web series, PN and Friends. And we had him say crazy shit. We had him say stuff like, we had him sell Mooch dick pills as Mooch pills, and he did it. Like Mooch pills.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can like look at.
I got it here.
Yeah, you see, like it says like a groper to God or something like that.
Groper to God. I got that one.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice. Click on that. Yeah, yeah.
Ooh.
Now, just in context, before you play, Groper to God is PN. PN's the main character. Groper to God is his uncle who lives in the bathroom, right? He's a gangster rapper uncle who lives in the bathroom. And now he's got a masculinity course he was selling during the pandemic to teach regular jabronis how to be a man, right? So what he'd do was like he'd have celebrity testimonials from Cameo of all these celebrities hyping him up, saying like, "Hey, here's my buddy Groper to God. You know, he's got a class on masculinity. He's really positive." Now, with that context, play it, okay?
It's your boy, Groper to God, aka the intellectual one, aka the one-man farmer's almanac, aka Mr. Papadopoulos, aka the Bruce Lee hip hop. As y'all know, I'm not just a man, I'm the man. Lucky for you, I'm here to teach you how to be the man with my award-winning Zoom masterclass. Here are some testimonies from celebrities.
Hi, Groper. I want to give you a shout out for your new master class where you teach Kung Fu, Ninjutsu, and where you rap.
That's Norris.
Yeah, Sensei Chuck.
He's looking a little rough from the back in the 90s days, but he's still a king.
The people who need it. Just know that you are Chuck Norris approved.
What's up, everybody? It's Randy Couture. Hey, just wanted to give a shout out to Groper the God. You know what? We all find our way to give back, a way to affect people in a positive way through your martial arts teaching and your rapping. You seem to be doing just that, man.
Hello, Groper.
Is that Andy Dick?
That's Eric
Eric
Roberts.
Roberts.
Eric Roberts here.
Oh,
So nice to meet you.
It's
You
weird.
are a fascinating
I
individual.
sound like I'm about to be
And
raped.
you say I'm your hero. Well, the feeling is mutual.
Stay safe
Oh.
and all the best. Your friend, Chuck Norris.
Keep up the great work and take care and be well.
I would join your class any day. You're
I
teaching
bet you would, big
Kung
boy.
Fu Ninjutsu.
This is
and
gonna get
also
weird. Check it out.
rap. Awesome. It made my day that you reached out and shared your activities with me. Everyone should benefit by joining you. Hear that noise? That's my cat playing with the window.
What the fuck? That's Eric Roberts, dude?
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you, Chuck Norris.
Holy shit,
Roberts.
that's sad.
And Randy Coaching. Do not hesitate on this opportunity to be an alpha man. Do not be a PM. Be a man. The man. Groper out.
I love it.
By the way,
man.
you wanted me. I think VK's back. I actually sent them out on the street to like do this, but live stream. But maybe I can introduce you to Vinny K. Vinny K needs help. Let me see if I can get Vinny K.
Yeah.
Yeah,
get him
should we,
into this shit.
if you have him jump on.
Right.
Yeah, no, man. The Manosphere Masterclass game is dope. Like that idea of like teaching other men how to be men. I love that shit. So I was actually on a ski the other day.
How was that? How's Ski
It was
doing?
good, man. He wanted to do it. He wanted to start doing a regular show with me, and I was like, I mean, like, what do you want to talk about? And I tried to tell him like we should do like a Manosphere type mentoring,
Right.
the ideals of men type shit or something, or a dating show if he breaks up with his woman. I told him we should do he should do like a bachelor type style show where he has chicks on.
Is it
Yeah.
true with the Stevie Lou pics with the wife and shit? Is that actual real shit or no?
Who knows? I doubt it, but I have no idea. I'm not like that tight with him. I just pop in his chat and sometimes he hits me up and says, you want to jump on? But is he coming through?
Yeah, he's taking a shit or something. So
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
That's
nice.
very manly. Very manly.
Yeah, very, very.
Yeah, we were just talking about Manosphere and like the master class on how to be a man type stuff. That stuff, that stuff's great, man.
Yeah. Dude,
I'm
like,
gonna go burn one. You keep going though.
Yeah, I can keep talking to him, and Yeah. In the meantime, what about Juneteenth? What'd you do for Juneteenth to celebrate?
Oh, dude, I actually worked on Juneteenth. My black supervisor made me work in Juneteenth. What the fuck?
Damn. Yeah, because a lot of stuff was close.
Speaking of blacks, get over here, Vinny.
I get a little chair.
Yeah.
I hate to tell you this, but I think I ruined the neighborhood because more white people are in now.
Oh, great.
More
I
didn't
don't know
even
if you can
do
see this guy.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, uh-oh. Try to see if you could. Hey, can you get in a picture? No. Oh, I think you know what? How about this, Vinny? Can you get like on your phone? Can you get like I'll send you the link, right?
Yeah.
I'll forward you the link, and then we can get Vinny in. You know.
Yes.
Yeah, and that way you could like kind of like communicate.
What's happening now?
So I want you to get in the show because like Kevin Brennan. These guys are like.
Oh yeah, he's the first guy to put me on stage. That bastard.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get you the link. Just click it, and then you'll turn on your camera, and you'll be one of the squares on the show. So
yeah, I sent it to you. Yeah, you might have to do it in another room because I don't know. It might echo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, click on it.
Good as.
All right, Vinny's very old, so Vinny might need help.
Well, yeah. I mean, if he's like an OG like Brennan, Brennan's getting up there too. So
Brennan's older than I.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
You on?
This will be funny. This is gonna be funny, guys. Believe me. Believe me. It's gonna be hilarious.
Oh, I mean, we're super chill, super spontaneous here. I had a couple things, of course, I wanted to ask you about, but we've basically covered a lot of it. I got one other thing I want to show you at some point.
Yeah. So Vinny, I think Vinny's in the back room, right? The backstage.
Oh, is he? Oh,
Check.
I should be an admin. I should be able to add him, but is he seeing the stream?
Enter audio. Yeah. Do you see like a?
I don't see him in the backstage yet.
Enter studio. You're not in the studio yet. He's not in the studio.
Okay. I see him now.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, Vinny, go do it outside.
Oh, I'm still crippled. Oh. Okay. We never leave this room. We never leave this room again.
Great. First slide.
I'll put that there.
All right.
What's up, Vinny?
All right, there we go. That better?
Yeah, much
I'm
better.
going to light.
Nice, man. So we were it's good looking spot. So yeah, Todd was telling us that you're Kevin Brennan from back in the day.
Well, I started stand-up when I was 16. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I started stand-up when I was 16, and I went to Boston Comedy Club, the original in New York, that was on West 3rd Street. And he was the MC that night, and I was bombed. When a drunk 16-year-old comes up to you to get on stage, you shouldn't give him 5 minutes, just send him home. But he put me up, and that's how it started.
And you've been grinding at comedy ever since?
Yeah, I've been doing stand-up. For years, I bartended as well and ran some clubs, but stand-up, radio, party DJing, been DJing out in the Hamptons a lot for years. So I break it up, But
nice.
I've been doing stand-up since I was 16.
Nice, man. Yeah, we're not in New York or in the comedy scene, but we just like we tend to interview a lot of comedians, and they always typically, they've got interesting stories. And
are you Italian?
Tales.
Yes, I am.
How deep are you Italian? Like
I'm first generation. I was born in Queens. Yeah.
Oh shit.
By the way, Vinny, they're from St. Louis, so you being Italian it's almost like Puerto Rican for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We all mixed into the Midwest people.
We got the spaghetti factory. We got nothing like what you guys got in New York, bro. Like you guys go deep, bro.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't be eating the Italian restaurants in St. Louis.
I think someone asked me, do you know Ray DeVito?
What's up?
Do you know Ray DeVito? I think someone asked.
Yeah, I think so. I know Joe DeVito. I think I know Ray DeVito. Sounds familiar. I got a bunch of head injuries, so.
Well, that's the funny thing. There's like there's several instances that have been found of people booking Ray DeVito thinking it was Joe DeVito. So like they book him for like a podcast or a stand-up show, and then they realize it was the wrong guy.
It's the wrong guy.
Yeah, that like he gets on the show, and they're like, "Oh wait, we thought you were this guy." And Ray's like, "I can do it anyway."
So Vinny, I might be late to the party, but how did you and Todd meet, man?
Todd met at one point a dozen years ago. I came back to New York and we started a comedy. Me and my buddy started a comedy room right across from Caroline's underneath a restaurant called Kaboom Comedy.
Yeah, it was called Kaboom Comedy right after 9/11. It was like 2002. Yeah. Like, it's called Kaboom. I love it.
And Todd got involved in that, and that's how we met.
Okay.
I needed a token black friend.
Of course.
Yeah, especially at that time.
Especially at that time.
Yeah.
Once the towers went down, I said, I need to find more black friends.
That's right. You can't trust white or Arab people. Hey, do you know Stu Kemmons? Someone's asking.
You guys know who this guy is? Stu Kemmons?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, Stu Kemmons.
I don't know. I think he's somehow associated with comedy or Kevin Brennan or something. I don't know who he is either, but I know if Decline Host is asking, I know he likes him a lot. So
what made Kevin come up with you guys?
Well, because Todd and we were talking about DeVito, Ray DeVito, and then Todd was going to go on to his show. Mir's been on his show, so we know Kevin, and a lot of we're in this same sphere. Like all of our fans are also watch his show and like watch all these other guys. So it's just a matter of crossover, and he knows who we are. You know, Kevin, he can't stand me, but he's had Mir on a couple of times. So yeah.
I thought somebody had a vendetta against him or something.
No, not here, but yeah, no, we were also
people do out there, yeah,
of course.
But, I know him and his brother, Neil. They don't like each other.
Neil's a great man. He's done a lot of great things for the comedy scene. No, but Vinny, so like, how were you kept? Oh, go ahead, Chow.
No, I'm gonna ask you this: what do you think of Neil Brennan like riding on Chappelle's coattails for so long, Todd, as the black white thing?
I mean, whatever, I'm sure Neil kind of probably pissed off because of that deal with the Chappelle show where they're supposed to get like $100 million. And then Chappelle pulled the plug on that. Meanwhile, he made like that money back with his own Netflix specials, like immediately, like a decade after. He's probably salty about that because $100 million is $100 million. But hey, they had like a great report. I guess when Kevin was like doing shows at Boston Comedy Club, they kind of got in together, when they started out. So they probably wrote the report. Hey, you know what? He's successful in comedy. He's doing commercials. He's directing and stuff. He's living the life, like.
Yeah, and whether you like
Anthony K, like living on my fucking couch.
Hey, listen.
Oh, what about that?
You pushed it off too easy,
bro. What happened?
If me and you, if I was with you and your show had $100 million deal, and you said, "Fuck it, I'm going to Africa," you better see Africa. You're not coming back and doing Netflix specials, fucking me out of that money.
Vinny,
Neil's a nice guy. Neil's too nice.
Vinny, what happened in your fucked up life that you're sleeping on a black man's couch now? What's going on?
I got run over by a truck 3 years ago.
Oh.
In Montauk.
You were walking, I assume, or were you on a bike?
No, I was walking.
Oh, damn.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I had a bunch of medical problems for 3 years. So I've been in and out of hospitals. I had to come back up here because there's better doctors. I went down to Florida a little bit for rehab. When I got out in September, I went down to Florida because it's warmer. I didn't want to end up back in a wheelchair.
Right.
But there's better doctors up here. So I came back up here, and finding a place is ridiculous, and dealing with disability is ridiculous. And Todd's like, yeah, just crash me for a bit. So he saved my life, unfortunately.
I love
Good
that.
Man. Yeah.
Have you guys ever had like any, like, I know you guys live very in close quarters. I know when you're hanging out with your best bud, you have those like really rare intimate moments together.
We're not best buds, but
no. we barely like each other.
You never like were talking to him and your eyes kind of went down a little bit and you came back up and you're like, all right.
I think it's more like me coming in from like work and then he's like, all right, I've got a great idea to make money. All right, don't worry about it. All right,
spaghetti.
You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is just to say hello on the phone, say you're from Bermuda, and then we'll get some money from this Nigerian guy. All right? Don't tell me Black American. Tell him you're Nigerian American. One of those states. Okay?
I'm still trying to figure out the difference between all you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
shit.
the weirdest part is, so I'm in the hood. You know, I'm in the hood. I'm in like a black neighborhood. So I'm the nice. People know me as like, oh, he's the nice kid, the nice quiet kid. So seeing this Italian guy follow me around, they're like, hey, Todd, what's going on? Are you selling drugs now? What's going on? What? Are you going the wrong way?
Well, I told you crack's making a comeback, right? I told you that before. First time I haven't seen people smoke crack in forever. I seen 2 the other day back to back.
Hey.
So it's nice the crack's making a comeback. The New York's going to be like the 80s again. Might as well bring the rock back, which is nice.
It could be fatty too, or meth. You know, who knows, man? There's so much shit out there these days that people are.
They need Rudy
putting down.
Giuliani. What's his name? Rudy Giuliani.
Rudy Giuliani. Yeah.
He's a great American, right, boys?
He's a mess.
By the way, I like how Vinny K sounding like a Fox News investigative reporter. Yeah, so I'm in the hood here, and you know, seeing what's going on here.
It's getting too white for me. I'm telling you. In the last week, it's getting much whiter.
Well, Todd, if you got any extra space, Ray is for all intents and purposes homeless. DeVito. So if you got someone that you need to pick up and put on,
got enough Italians. We got enough. Actually, if you want this Italian, let me know. We can have any jobs or something like that.
Ray's Italian, right? Yeah, he is. He's not Latino.
He's spaghettio Italian. He needs to give back his vowel, bro.
By the way, Bet's Rock says, "Is this even live?" Well, now you know it is, bro. There you go.
Yeah, it is. It's live in yeah. So, Vinny, what'd you do for Juneteenth?
I watched Todd get screwed by his black boss, and that was hilarious.
What happened? Tell us that story. What happened?
All right. So long story short,
the black mantis.
Oh my God. Long story short, I'm working for the city right now at a children's shelter, and so obviously with bureaucracy, they messed up. Like I've been working there for like a month or two. They're supposed to do the training before I get hired, right? Yeah. So now it's like, oh yeah. So the last minute they're like, oh yeah, you have to do this core training. I'm like, I'm already working there, right? I'm working the graveyard shift, so I had to do that. But then because Juneteenth was off, right? So the core training they had off, but like the children's shelter is like 24/7, right? So they were hitting me up like, oh yeah, you still have to work there. Now, according to like the day people, the core people, they're like, oh, you're not supposed to work until you're done with core training, right? But then it's like they're like, no, well, you have to work. So I'm like, what do I do? Am I working or not? They're like, yeah, you work your shift. But then another manager was like, oh, actually, you're gonna work 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. to keep the flow. And then like the other manager goes, no, you're actually working 11 p.m. So all this stupid stuff. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'll just do the graveyard shift. It's like, whatever. I don't know, the kids are sleeping. I'll just do that. So long story short, I'm basically working 3 or 4 jobs taking care of this Italian guy.
Well, that's the thing with you. At least you probably got some holiday pay, right?
Yeah, time and a half. So I figured I'll just take that. Yeah, but you just realize, like, with bureaucracy, man, it's just so messed up. Everything's so messed up, and it's just like from what I've learned, I'll never work for like the city or government again after this. Like I'm working temp, but after this, I'm like, I'm done. Even if you guys want me to be president, I'm not going to take it. Okay. You
got your podcast network that's going to be firing up. But I have a question back on Juneteenth. Like Thanksgiving, you typically eat like a turkey with stuffing. Like, and Christmas, you open up your presents and Santa comes by or whatever. What is the Juneteenth like meal and ritual? Because I'm just not familiar with all the traditions of it.
Pussy.
Yeah.
Kidding.
Get some hoes. Yeah.
Vinny, I got a question. Oh, go ahead.
Well, you know the weird thing too, though? Like, I'm actually a Caribbean black. You know what I'm saying? So technically, this is discussion about Juneteenth being only for American blacks. Because, like, it started in Texas, right? So that might have been part of the reason where you're like, you go back to work. What do you mean that Juneteenth? You get back to work. So that's my Caribbean accent.
Well, there is like some division between like like the OG American black people versus like African like immigrants, right?
Yeah.
Or like
This is sounding like Do the Right Thing, the post critical analysis.
It's true. No, dude, Africans hate American blacks, dude. It's crazy. Like I talked to a few of them. They're like, they come right off the boat. They're like,
they don't like the whites much either.
Lazy. It's like,
well, there's some different dynamic up there, of course.
It is, yeah.
But, yeah, but yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a big conversation about it. It's a deep conversation to be had about that. But obviously, you know, with like all the shit that happened with like, you know, slavery and all that stuff, obviously people want to separate themselves from that. Like, oh, I like being part of a losing team. Like, hey, that wasn't me. I was here. I'm not that, you know, so there's that element in play, which sucks, but you know, what are you gonna do? You know?
Vinny, what is the youngest pussy you fucked, man, in the last few
What's the what?
What's the youngest pussy you've been able to drill in the past few, like maybe months or a year, man?
I've been in the hospital.
Oh, so nothing.
I got run over in 2021. I wasn't thinking about pussy since then. Once the truck hits you, you gotta take some time.
Todd, you take this man out at all out at night, try to like maybe get some girls get his nuts wet?
He's my in-house consigliere.
Just keep him in the house locked up.
I'm not supposed to be
house.
Yeah, I'm not sort of I'm out in the world, but I'm not really ready to be out in the world yet. So I got to take it easy. I got a lot of injuries, but back to your question, when you DJ, it doesn't matter. You could pull if they're 21 to get in there. They get so drunk you could pull them. You shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't, but I mean you can because they get so drunk.
Yeah, so
but
like what type of
bueno.
Are you doing like wedding style DJ or are you doing like some electronica music?
No. It's more like wedding. You know, it's like usually I'm out in Montauk and it's fun bars. So it's more like wedding vibes. You know, you play everything. Stay away from like the slow, boring shit that comes out. But like, you know, all fun shit and people get really drunk. So it's like a wedding, but it's in a bar.
Right.
Man, that's a time in the summer, man, when you're out.
No, I want to ask a very important question. And I don't mean to be offensive, Todd.
Oh, go ahead.
So, I always hear like white pussy for black people is amazing. What is your take on white pussy, honestly?
What's my take on white pussy or what?
Yeah, because I always hear it from the social media with what the people tell me on X is that like black guys love white pussy. So, what is it about white pussy that like gets going, bro? I want to know.
Have you not hooked up with a white girl yet?
Yes, I have hooked up with a black chick before, but I want to know from you why is white pussy so big on like the dudes?
I don't know, man. I mean, like, here's my problem, man. It's like I feel like almost like a Vulcan where I only get laid like once a year. You know?
No,
like,
you don't. You're sexy.
Yeah. I don't get like I don't get as much play as I should. Yeah, let's be honest. I should get a lot of play. So hopefully, with the chat's here, there's not a lot of girls in the chat, right?
No, it's all men. I'd pull your dreads, bro.
but yo, man. I mean, like, I don't know. I guess I haven't really thought of it that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me,
you
it's
don't
all
see color.
It's all pink at the end. Am I right?
Take him as he take him as he gets them. You know, that's the best attitude to have. Is
what's the best lay you've had?
Come as you are.
Best lay. I mean,
recently.
Yeah. So here's a weird thing, right? I had a chick like, all right, I'm not into, I'm not into like butt stuff on me, right? I'm not.
Of course.
But she did a thing to my taint. She like licked my taint, and I was like, wow. That felt
Vinny,
good.
you taking pointers right now?
Lower that grundle? You never had your grundle licked before?
No, I've never had my grundle grund.
You gotta hang out with dirtier girls.
Vinny's got all the stories. Vinny's hilarious. Like,
yeah, Vinny. When were you? Have you ever like really got greasy with a girl before, man? Like, I want to hear the greasy dog.
Some of your Palm Springs stories.
Tell me one of your greasy.
I DJ'd a strip club for years. We were hitting. There was a thing in Queens called the houses. They had hula houses. Yeah. They're still out there, and there used to be $20 for the girl, $1 for the condom. So we were like teenagers selling drugs, and we'd go there every night. So I don't know what it's like to be. I haven't been with a lot of normal girls in my whole life. The dirtier, the better. What's the point?
Pay for it. Yeah.
What's the dirtiest?
I'm not saying
girl?
pay for it all the time, but you grab the dirty ones for sure.
Yeah.
What's a really dirty girl? What would a dirty girl do to you?
Whatever the fuck you want.
No, run me through a story that you had as a young gentleman.
We used to play Stripper Survivor with the guys from Dream Girls. We had a really crazy wet t-shirt contest in Rum Runners down in Key West. And we'd have all the strippers come over by actually Dave Attell, and it came down with Insomniac. And we were supposed to do Stripper Survivor, but that some young AP had them running around town doing stupid shit. But Stripper Survivor, you get 10 strippers. You have them getting weird and weirder. The one that was the least dirty, you get rid of, and you keep voting them out. And by the end of the night, you keep 3 and have fun with them.
Oh shit, I like that.
That's a selecting process. That's very good.
Yeah,
Very
you gotta take time to whittle them down.
Yeah.
Have you ever hooked up with a man before, or no?
No, a man. Not even a devil's three-way, dude. No.
No, never. You never saw cocker balls when you're fucking a chick? No, nothing?
No, I
kept
mean,
clean?
I've walked into some weird shit, but I've never.
Right.
No,
You kept
I've
it
never did a
Christian.
devil's three-way. I've never touched a penis.
Right. Something Jesus would be proud of. I like
Yeah,
that.
What, have you?
Me? Of course, dog. I'd fuck Todd right now.
Mir's young. he's
I'm Gen Z,
What
bro.
does young have anything to do with it?
I'm young, bro. I'll take cock and balls in my mouth right now, dude. What are you talking about?
All right, let me explain something to you.
your
'cause I'm a little
spaghetti
older.
and your noodles
That
right
has
now,
nothing to
dude.
do with you being young if you want a cock in your mouth.
I'll take your
That's not an age
meatballs
thing.
and
If you want a
noodles
cock
right
in your
now,
mouth
bro.
when you're 20, you're going to
I'll
want
eat
a
it.
cock in your mouth when you're 50.
I'll fucking swallow that shit whole, dog. I won't even choke. Trust me.
Good for you, America.
America, baby.
It's too much fucking Anheuser-Busch going around there in St. Louis.
That's why I'm rolling with Rolling Rock, big dog.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Mir likes to get into this grimy shit, but
I love grime.
I want to
Go ahead.
stay on like I actually don't really like getting into race stuff too much, but I got something to show Todd that kind of ties everything together. That it ties comedy, black, white, and Ray DeVito all together. So
yeah, this is great.
So this is a sketch that actually
By the way,
Ray
Vinny
did a-
K's Ray DeVito's dad, by the way. Just letting you know.
What?
Ray Senior.
Ray Senior.
Yeah, you might be his dad for all I know. Yeah, this is a sketch that Ray did, and actually Baron Vaughn and Eric Andre were in it. But it was a long time ago. But Ray wrote it and everything. So I want to get your take on it.
I think I saw this too.
The BCC, that's where your address goes. On my emails, escargot, that is snail.
Hi, Nicker's lawyer.
Listen, man, I'm a straight shooter, and people respect me for that. You want in this place? I will have you in today. Just follow my lead. Serious. Hey, Eli.
Come on up here, nigga. What's up? That's a fact.
Let's go, please. Yeah, let's do this. All right.
Hey, why power? You got.
Come on up here, nigga. What's up? That's a fact.
Hey. I learned a lot about you guys. You people loves watermelon.
Are you serious?
Come on up here, nigga. What's up? That's a fact.
She is great, and this lady loves crackers.
It's true. I do love me some crackers.
What? I lost my virginity too. She was 32. I had 4 kids that were like laying in her living room when I just had to lose my virginity. I was a 20-year-old boy. Does Nick Gurr smoke Newports? That's a reference to the cigarettes that Elise Edwards enjoys.
What the hell is the matter with you?
What?
Watermelon, crackers? You don't see how these could be sensitive subjects.
Dude, I cannot control who eats crackers or who farms watermelon. You wanted in this place. Well, I had lunch today with the owner and her friend Christy, who is smoking.
Come on up here, nigga. What's up? That's a fact.
Hey, stranger.
Hey.
You must be barren.
You must be Christy, as beautiful as I've been told.
Well, thank you.
That's great. I'm going to go grab Sonia, and we'll head out of here. Oh, and Baron, by the way, she loves the dark meat.
I assume you had roast beef for lunch?
Well, yes, I did, but I believe he was referring to the fact that I love fucking black guys.
Whoa, there you go.
So I want to get your take first from a comedic perspective of like his writing in that, because it seems very formulaic, the jokes he's decided to go after, right?
The other funny thing is, I remember that skit like, wow, that's what, like maybe 12, 15 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, so you're
vaguely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's just say I'm kind of glad he didn't ask me to be in it.
I can't believe Eric Andre's in that shit, dude.
Yeah, Eric was like around a lot, man. I mean, Eric blew up with the what you call it? Obviously with the Eric Andre show.
Right.
That helped him out. Yeah, he was around. He was around. Someone declined host posted racism. R-A-Y.
Racism.
That's good. That's a good one. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I mean, I've got a lot of YouTube clips of myself doing like I had a web series called Honkies I Hate, Honkies I Tolerate, which you know, you could find that where I played like a like an underground like lad supremacist YouTuber.
I mean, do you think Ray's not racist, correct? I just want to get that clear.
I don't know. Aren't all white people racist? I mean, let's be real.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's be real. All white people are racist.
I don't want to say what I was going to say, but you know, I love black people. I'm sorry. I won't say something horrible. I'll take the
Lil Mir's going to run for state senator of St. Louis or something like that. I love black people.
Does Ray even count as being white, though?
Actually, no. Italians aren't white. Actually, I've heard that real quick. I've heard from, hang on, Vinny. I know, you're looking at your shot. I actually heard from a Serbian friend of mine that I work with that Italians, Yugoslavians, you know, former Yugoslavians, all these more international, you know, populists are actually not white at all. It's more of the Caucasian Anglo-Saxons who you would consider white, right, Vinny? You're not. Do you identify as white, Vinny? No.
No, people identify you as white, but no, when we were kids, we weren't thought as white at all. You know, in the last 30 years, so it got more mainstream with Italians. When we were called very bad things when we were young.
Right. What happened? Why I mean, do they consider Italians white now?
It happens with every race. You know, like when the Irish first got here, they were considered like little animals. It happens with every race that over time you get more Americanized, basically.
Gotcha. Okay.
I guess what the Lil Mir saying, they're so white where they're at, like Italians are exotic. Like, Dad, you gotta.
No, I'm not. Well, Todd, hang on there, buddy. I'm not white.
Yeah, Lil Mir's Mexican.
No, I'm not Mexican. Don't ever say shit again to me.
Peruvian.
I'm Peruvian, and I have an eighth of black in me, so I identify as Latino.
White Latino.
Latino. I mean, you can say that because there's white Pakistanis, there's all types of stuff, right? There's white black people. I mean, I've seen a lot of things.
Oh my God.
But all I'm saying is just that Anglo-Saxon white people are actually very aggressive, very hateful, and we've seen it all throughout media and throughout every space.
Well, it's generational. How many generations you've been in America for? That's a lot of it too.
Me, my grandfather.
No, I'm saying you in general.
Oh, okay. You saying me in general, or what are you saying?
No. People in general, like you could be Italian, but if you had 5 generations in America, you know, at this point, you basically just, you know,
right.
You're American. You're totally American at eyes at this point. You got generational wealth, and you usually lose your heritage.
You're right. I'm second generation Peruvian, so.
See, there you go. Right. That's.
Yeah, I still say Capo Ho though. I still say all the great, you know, calling cards that we need to say as Latino people. But
Mr. Chow, are you Chinese, Mr. Chow? Hey-o.
part, yeah. No, I don't know, man. I'm just whatever, you know, whatever suits me. That's the thing with the metaverse these days, bro. You can just front like you're whatever you want to be, right? Online. Like if you were to go online, like yeah, it's like all these people now are like playing around being anime like characters and all that shit. It's like, who knows?
Yeah,
what?
I think people are doing the whole LARPing thing, right? The live action role play where they're paying. Like, I think on TikTok, you're paying people to like, hey, do this, move over there, and you know, another form of online begging.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever miss your? I mean, you got how old are you, gentlemen?
Goody, you want to start?
I'm 54.
54. Todd, how are you, brother?
43.
Oh shit! So you guys are kind of more not old heads, but you guys are more. I would say seasoned in the world. You guys have been around much longer. You know, Chow's a little bit closer to you guys.
I'm like Todd. I'm close to Todd's age.
Okay.
Are you that old? I see you like in your 20s. How old are you guys?
Mir is 20 in his early 20s. So.
I'm early 20s.
But I'm in my late 30s, so.
Yeah, so I don't know what I'm saying half the time. So take it with a grain of salt.
Are you gonna delete all your episodes once you get something
No,
in life?
never.
Like,
Once you get to the point where you don't want cock in your mouth, once you get to that age, you're gonna be like, yeah, we better raise some shit.
No, I'm just like, because you guys are from an older age of the world, and
well, yeah, the 20th century. Back in those days. Were you born in the 21st century?
Me almost.
Oh my God.
What do you mean? Oh my God, dude! All I'm saying is this: you guys have seen the world transform and transform again multiple times. So, what is your most recent take on what's going on in the world right now with just people fighting back and forth? All these, like, you know what I'm saying? All these protests, all these fucking, like, hateful things. Todd, you kind of talked about it on internet a little bit. But when you see it in reality, what's your take on, like, just people in general? Have you seen, like, a little uptake of more, like, people caring for each other more, or are you seeing a little more decrease in that?
You know what? I think people are angry right about now.
Why?
It's justified. Everyone's angry because there's not enough money, right?
The economy stinks. That's what people
yeah.
are
And
pissed
also
about.
the whole, like, there's a lot of lying where people go like, hey, man, there's the jobs market's going great. The job market's going great. No, the jobs market's not going great. Like, everybody I know has, like, at least 2 or 3 jobs, right?
Right.
3 or 4 jobs. Like, me personally, I have so many jobs. I'd rather be a slave, okay? Like, I've got a joke about that. So many new jokes.
Funny.
I'm like, because at least with slavery, you have one job, right? Why am I doing 4 or 5 jobs to make ends meet when, you could have been in, like, a plantation and
you could be in the house, maybe.
Yeah,
if you got
banging
lucky.
a master's wife or something,
Yeah, you
The master's wife.
Have all the women around and stuff up just there for you. Yeah, I love it, man.
Yeah, it's a new bit. It's a new bit I've been doing. It's been great because people are like, whoa, and they're like, whoa. And I go into it because it's like, that's how messed up things are right about now. Where it's like, I guess that was like a bygone era where it's like, oh, I have one job, I can support myself, I can support my family. Now it's at the point now where we're all just like wage slaves, and it makes us all want to, like, kill each other,
I think that's a big part of it. I think a lot of it's online, and it's a lot of stuff that you consume. People are addicted to their phones and social media and all that. So, and the algorithm's going to feed that type of stuff more. So that's what you're going to consume. I don't see a lot of stuff out, and I travel a lot. I don't see a lot of turmoil, or people are chill when you go different places.
I thought it was going to be worse when I came back to New York with all the stuff I heard.
Right.
And it's not that bad. You know what? There's a lot of lies out there. Like, you hear the immigrants are coming and everybody's getting 5,000 each. You know what? If they were getting 5,000 each, they wouldn't all be selling M&Ms on the subway.
That's not what Donald Trump told me.
I mean, it's not. They're letting all these people in, and they're not all getting everything, and they're having problems now too. It's not, it's not good for them either. So I think most people are okay. I don't think it's definitely not as bad as the internet would make you think.
How
for
big?
sure.
How big was that Bronx, by the way? Fucking rally that motherfucker had. Trump did in the Bronx.
Oh, it's supposed to be really big. It was supposed to be.
You guys hear about that
numbers.
shit?
I didn't hear anything about it.
What you don't know about New York is everybody looks in New York like it's a blue state. It's not a blue state.
Really?
New York City was a blue city. Long Island's red, upstate except for some pockets are red. Staten Island's all red. Queens is pretty much red. Brooklyn's turning red. The Bronx is turning red. Manhattan's blue. It's turning. It's turning.
Really? Oh shit! Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I mean, Trump's from there, and he's, Trump is bigger than blue or red. He's just a thing, Trump's Trump. So, like, that's the thing with him. He's always going to draw a crowd wherever he's at. But Dude, I love that joke you said, Todd. You could even like, I'm anti Juneteenth because, man, like if I had one, like tying it back, like, because it isn't, not to get back on Juneteenth because day after, but it isn't the start of the purpose of Juneteenth was the freeing of the slaves, right?
I think it's like I'm not sure. I think it's like
it's when Texas freed the slaves, although a lot of slaves didn't realize a thing was passed and they were still kept as slaves. Oklahoma wasn't a state. No, it's true. Oklahoma wasn't a state at the time, so they didn't have to free the slaves. But a lot of slave owners just didn't tell their slaves, "Hey, you're free now," and kept them. That's what happened.
Yeah, yeah. So they were like one of the last ones, so that's kind of why it's celebrated, I think. But yeah, no, that's it, man. But I think what Todd said also about the money thing, it's spot on, and its interest rates are high, so and inflation's high, so things are caught. When you think if interest rates are high, cost of, everything's more expensive, and people are getting less and owing more on debt. So it's like it's just not a good mix for
everything went south over the last few generations so bad. Like I have an aunt that's 96. They bought their house for $30,000, and her husband was a mailman, and she stayed home with the kids. And you can't explain to them that can't happen now.
Right.
That's insane because that same house is $500,000, and both parents have to work 2 jobs. So everything's so different now. You can't keep going this way because it's going to be idiocracy soon. Is what it's going to be. If you've seen that movie,
it's crazy too because even now, demand, even with rates so high, demand for housing to buy houses, even at pretty high prices aren't really coming down.
No.
The demand is so high, it's like it far exceeds supply. A lot of places they're just constantly building and building, or adding on and doing.
And there's a lot of companies buying up houses.
Yes,
and
renting them out and renting them out.
You don't hear about that, yeah. Well, like when Amazon comes in, Amazon was going to have a big spot in Queens, but it got kiboshed. If they came in, they had eyes on 3 different apartment buildings, and then what they were going to do is for their upper management, get visas for people from India, rent out the apartments to the people from India, 3 to a spot, pay them nothing, and then pay minimum wage to the Americans doing the grunt labor. So it wasn't going to boom the economy at all. It was just going to make Amazon richer.
We can't have that.
But we're not here to fix, America's foibles. We're here for, to learn more about you guys, maybe have a laugh, talk a little shit on Ray DeVito.
Imagine that. Imagine if this was a podcast. It's like, all right, we're going to fix America.
No, I want to. I want to, man. I love America.
Is this a podcast? Is this podcast have something to do with Ray DeVito, or it just happened to come up today?
It comes up every time.
It comes up. It's come up several times. He's been on the show 3 times. So.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
and he has some animosity towards us, so we like to poke and prod at him because he hates it. But I mean, what? I guess we kind of got Todd's future goals and stuff, what he's got planned with his podcast network. But Vinny, I know you're on the mend and recovering, but do you have any big goals or?
Yeah, I'm taping a new comedy special in Long Island this fall, Back from the Dead. Then I'm going to start going back on the road. I got a thing called Happy Medium Guy that I'm going to be part of. It's the left is wrong, the right ain't right. That's going to be more political. I'm going to be the comic in it, but it's going to be more political. And I'm actually just tied in with, if you know, Louis Lombardi, Skip from The Sopranos.
Oh, nice.
He has Louis Locks. It's a handicapping site. So I'm the voice of that now, doing a bunch of content for that on my network on Radio Montauk. So I got my hands full. I just got to get back so I could stand up. Got to stand up. That's what I'm worried about. But so that's basically it. So I got shit coming up, so I won't have to be on a black man's couch.
Yeah. Hey, hit up Vinny K's Cash App because he needs to pay some rent.
I'll get naked.
If you want
And
me
I'm
to put
actually,
it
I
up,
lost
I
60
will.
Bet you
pounds,
will,
so it's
big
not a
boy.
threat anymore. That used to be a
I'll
threat, but
I'll pay.
Yeah, you know the funny thing is the other day, by the way, the other day I was like, hey, Vinny, you wouldn't mind doing my laundry, right? And he goes, oh, so is that what you want me to wash your LeBron jerseys? Is that what you want? Yeah. Oh, yeah, great. I'm at right now. I got one.
I'm gonna knock on everybody's door.
Okay.
You got anything for me to clean, sir?
So I want to hear something from you two, because you got Vinny, you're a comedian, correct? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just seem funny generally, so I kind of just figured you're a comedian. So you're a comedian. Todd, you're a comedian. You guys have been in the game probably for 20 plus years. So has there been any like female comedians you guys would like have on your shows you're somewhat, caring for, that you guys somewhat, been with? Is there any like female comedians or any drama there you guys ever?
Yeah. I'll tell you this, man. I stay away from that, man. I stay away.
Why? Kevin
because-
Brennan did it with Sarah Silverman. He fucked the shit out of her at 18 years old.
Yeah.
Vinny, did you see that? Were you around when that happened, or like?
No, we just seen it. I've read the
No.
Wikipedia pages.
Oh, Vinny was around that time.
Yeah, that was the old Boston Comedy Club days when I started.
What happened? Tell me this.
I knew she was hanging with him, and then I think with Dave for a while too. Patel.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course Jimmy Kimball for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, of course, like that's how it works, is like you find women around places where you work and stuff, and it just happens. But I don't know, man. And I don't think I think Todd's got a good take on it, because a woman who wants to get on stage and like be the center of attention for like telling jokes and stuff.
No bueno.
I'm not saying I'm not like into like female comics, and I'm not saying they're all, but I'm getting more in my trad mindset, where I'm like, I want like a nice like woman who works at a school and like, cooks and cleans, that type of stuff. So if I had my picks, that's kind of what I would advise. If we were a manosphere, if we were doing manosphere type stuff right now, I would avoid female
men
comics.
in the room talking about broads. Yeah. Well, here's my take, man. Like, it's not a good look mixing with like someone in the same field as you, because if it gets ugly, then it's gonna blow up on you, or it's just gonna people are gonna choose sides. Here's what I think that would be smart, right? Like, and I've seen like comedians dating musicians, that works, or like I don't know,
artists
other
or
mixes.
something.
You know what I'm saying? That works. But like if it's just too competitive, it's too much in the headspace. Like I've done that before with women before. It's just not. It's not worth it.
I mean, if you're looking to date somebody, a lot of times comedians date comedians because they understand the lifestyle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you're a comedian, you're going to date a teacher. She's not going to understand why you're in Cleveland next week and think you're banging another teacher. You know?
Right.
But if you're just going to bang him, what's the point? Because you're going to see him again. It makes no sense.
Right.
Well, that like ties in like one of the guys who's in this whole hack verse dabbler verse shit is Nap Dixon or Pat Dixon. And he's always dating comedians, and it's always blowing up on him. So it's always like he's got one now that was like his ex-girlfriend, who's like now she's on Kevin's show all the time, MLC Felicia. And
I know her.
like,
I know her.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, when you go down that road, that all your dirty laundry gets blown up out into the public sphere because of the nature of it with all this shit. So
I want to ask Vinny something real quick regarding Sarah Silverman, though. So, like, Sarah Silverman was obviously very young at that point, right? Like, barely legal when she was doing comedy.
Yeah.
And
because I was 16, 17, and she was a little older than me.
But yeah, little bit older, yeah. And Kevin Brennan was like, he just like, how did you know they were an item?
We just knew. Everybody knew, because I mean, I was there. That was my base club, so I was there almost 7 nights a week. So everybody got to know each other,
Right.
And you hear shit, but it was. I don't think they were hiding it. I mean, but I don't think it went on for that long either.
Right. Yeah. What I heard was like what he said was something like after he took her virginity, it's kind of like. Kind of just.
Yes, I don't know all about that. I just know I remember Kevin, and then I remember I don't think it was right after, but then she was with Dave for a bit. But I don't know if that was a big thing. But I don't know. You know, this is from what I heard when I was there. You know, that was years ago, and I was a kid and I was drunk all the time. So.
Right. So, I got you.
They didn't have like Tinder or social
No, you just gotta
Instagram or any
hook
of
up
that
with who
shit.
you know.
So it was kind of like, you know, there's like one chick doing comedy. They're all gonna fight over her, you know.
And the funniest thing is,
Yeah.
I would say she's the most successful, possibly, out of all of them.
Oh yeah, I mean, of course, she became super famous and successful, but you know, like that's the thing. Well, I don't know, like that's it with she's entertaining and she's decent looking or whatever.
Well,
but
didn't she bring up
She's
Kevin
hot.
in her book? Didn't she bring up Kevin in her book about her first how she lost her virginity and shit? Like, I think I heard something about that.
Some
memoirs.
You know, I'm not even trying to bring up that drama again. Kevin brings it up all the time, but you know, like at this point, it's like, from what I see with that, it's like she streams about politics, and the past is the past, you know, like I don't watch her shit, so I'm not going to try to pull her into our hack versus dabbler verse type drama shit, but you know, I think eventually, you know, like this type of stuff, this is the content, right, Todd? This is like the gossip and all that shit is like basically the biggest shit. I mean, like,
well, you know the funny thing is though, so like I follow a lot of like I'm a big pro wrestling fan, so I follow like a bunch of like pro wrestling streams just to like see what they're doing, and it's all like behind the scene shit where it's just like, yeah, did you hear about that? You know, the bookings, and I think people want to like know about the backstage stuff going on with and that's why they follow the live streams. Like they want to see like what makes this performer or artist the person that they are, you know? And like,
totally.
You know, like, for example, it's one of the reasons I'm going to live stream because, like, look at this. Like, I've got an Italian guy living in my place, and it's just like, you know, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
How did we get here?
I don't know, Vinny. I don't know. Hopefully, you'll get out over there if you know what I mean.
If you told me when they brought me, I died when they hit me with the truck and they brought me back in the ambulance. If I knew it was going to get to this, I would have said, no, let me go. Just let me go.
But
this is how I want to end, bloody on the street.
Yeah, tell the story. Tell that story about like how you thought you want to get your last words or something. Remember? And it was like about the Knicks thing.
Oh, so I was going back and forth. So I got hit, and for a year I didn't really know where I was. I had a head injury. They missed all the internal injuries on me. So when I got hit, the hospital said, "Oh, you're fine," and I wasn't. So about a year later, I almost died. All the internal injuries. So I was going back and forth from hospital to rehab, and at some point I got a brain seizure. I didn't know where I was, and I thought I was dead. I was in the hospital thinking I was dead. I didn't know where I was, and they gave me a sheet of paper and they said, "Oh, you know, do you want to tell the doctors anything? Do you want to tell your sisters anything?" And I don't remember this. So when they come back a couple of days later and I'm back, they're like, "Can you make any heads or tails on any of this?" You wrote all this stuff down. It was all scribble. But one thing I wrote was Harden, no Harden. I didn't know what the fuck. I go, I don't know what this means. I wrote it like 10 times. Then I'm watching ESPN. I don't know if you're basketball fans. The Knicks got DiVincenzo. Yeah. I'm like, all right, we got DiVincenzo, and it hit me. I'm like, no, you know what I wrote down? Because they were talking about the Knicks maybe getting Harden. So they're like, what do you got to tell us? Tell us, you know, whatever you got to tell us. I was trying to tell them, don't get Harden, just whatever you do.
You're a good man,
My last
bro.
words were going to be, don't get that fucking bastard on the Knicks. So I'm going to die on Knicks fan.
Defense.
Imagine that's your last words, where it's like,
well, before I went to the abyss, they weren't sure if I was going to come back from that fucking seizure. They thought I was just going to be a fucking vegetable.
No,
that's wild, man. So tell us about how'd you get hit by a truck on the road or walking? I DJ'd. It was a Sunday of Memorial Day weekend. It was the first night we could stay open at 4 a.m. because it was 2021. We had to close at like 8 or 9. Oh, we had to close at 11 because I don't know what the fuck that meant.
But that Sunday night, they made us go back to 4, which was great. So I did a day shift at Shagwan in Montauk. Then I had to do a night shift at the Point. So I set up, and there was a girl who books comedy at the Improv or something, and she wanted to meet me. You know, we were talking on the phone. She was at the Memory drinking. So I went across the street to see her real quick to say hello in person. And there was like a crowd of people trying to get on the sidewalk, and it rained all day. And they usually put pylons out on the weekends and make it a 5-mile-an-hour road, Main Street in Montauk. They didn't do it. First weekend in 20 years. And the guy who hit me owns the hardware store. He knows he's not supposed to be speeding down there. So I'm waiting to get on the sidewalk, and I keep looking, making sure there's not a car coming. But this motherfucker's going 50 miles an hour. So I turned at one point and it was right on me. And he hit me. He sent me like 20 yards. And I died, I guess, on the street. And they brought me to the ambulance, and they brought me back in the ambulance. And believe me or not, I was floating in the air. All I saw was the sign from the Point, people outside the Memory just across the street. And I felt great. And then all of a sudden I started falling, and I saw a truck and wound up being in the ambulance, and I was falling. And once I hit the top of the truck, I sat up. I'm like, what the fuck happened? And they're like, you got hit by a truck. I'm like, oh, that sort of makes sense. I'm like, I got to do a gig. And I try to get up. They're like, no, you got to go to hospital, dude. And I'm like, oh, all right. And then the next night, that was Sunday. Monday night, I was lying in the hospital bed, and we're on the second floor. And I'm looking out the window where there's nothing, there's trees. But I look out the window and I see people. I see a cocktail party. Like, that's weird. And I see one guy knocking on the window, calling me out. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to go see what this guy wanted. But I couldn't have done it because I had tubes on me. But in my mind, I was about to get out of the bed. Then all of a sudden, I sat up again, and they had a crash cart. So they lost me again and brought me back. And the doctor looked at me and goes, oh, you scared us. So those were the first 2 nights when I got hit. The next night, and then last year was a bunch of close calls. But yeah, that was happened. The guy was going 50 miles an hour in which a 30, but it should have been a 5 because they usually put the pylons out.
What's your perception on death now since you've had those experiences?
There's something out there. It's what I see. Listen, maybe it's the mind playing tricks on you. It felt like that really happened. It didn't feel like a dream, you know? But I've come to the point where, I mean, I was never really scared to die. I was always a little bit of a psycho like that. But after being in the hospital last year, people telling me 5 different times, you're probably not going to make it through the night, because I had blood clots. I had everything wrong with me. When I first went to the hospital, they didn't think I was going to make it. They put me in intensive care, and they're like, this is a year after the accident when everything went down, started shutting down. They're like, we'll try to get you stronger, but it's probably not going to work. And I was in intensive care for 6 weeks. Then they could work on my heart, and they could work on my legs. And then, so it was a slow process. And little by little, I got to the point, like, because in your mind, you got to be like, I'm going to make it through this.
Right.
But thinking back, I didn't think I was going to make it through it. I was on death's bed all times. Yeah. But now I'm at the point, I don't think I could die. I think I might not be able to die.
How does your body feel after all that experience? Like, does it hurt
like
every
I got hit by a
morning,
truck?
bro? Every fucking day.
No. You know what? I just told I was on the phone. I just said, because my head, I had a head injury when I was a kid. I had a head injury when I got hit, and I had the brain seizure. So my head, I got to take it easy. And it feels like, talking about wrestling, you know when somebody gets sculled with a steel chair and they turn around and they make that face before they go down? Yeah. That's how I feel all the time. That's why I've never been with a lot of things. Huh?
Hey, let's ask you the real important questions. Are you able to do laundry well? Because that's what I'm worried about. I don't know if you. He says he. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
I'm a
like
stickler with
he doesn't separate the whites from the blacks.
No. You don't have to separate the white from the blacks. In life, yes, that's good. But no, in laundry, you don't have to separate the whites from the blacks.
Oh,
maybe if fucking maybe if trying to think of a big comic name told me what's his name? Oh, how come I think of it? What's the Italian guy's name?
Sebastian.
Sebastian said, do my laundry. His clothes I might have to separate. Todd Montesi, we don't have to separate. Me and you don't have to separate our whites from blacks.
Well,
when
I
it comes
think
to laundry.
I think Todd having you do it your laundry is just part of the rehab process of you reacclimating to life. So I think he's actually doing you
But
a
you
big
laugh.
favor.
You laugh in rehab. In rehab, doing laundry is one of the things they want you to do.
Exactly. They
They
don't
said
call
you
me
want to do
Dr. Chow
laundry,
for
see if you could
nothing.
do it when you're out.
Exactly.
I'm like, well,
So
I usually have a little Mexican do it, but now I'm not rolling like that anymore. So now I might have to do my own laundry. But no,
now
I
you're
just,
the Mexican. Now you're the Mexican.
now I'm the Mexican.
Vinny, are you doing stand up right now, man? Or are you still at home?
I haven't done any sets. I've just been doing a lot of radio and a lot of clips for social media.
Okay.
I don't like doing, and a lot of people hate me for this. I don't like jumping up and doing 10 minutes. To me, it's stupid. But
Why is that?
I don't know if I could go. Well, I could definitely not go on the road right now because it's a lot of the traveling part would be hard. But also going on stage in a club, I think I'll be fine doing 40 minutes. Going on a theater for an hour under hot lights, I don't know with the head injury. But I'm gonna have to straighten all this out in the next couple months. So maybe I'll just use drugs. I'll go back to you because I don't drink or do drugs anymore. Maybe I'll go back to using
I'm
drugs.
surprised. Are you not taking any painkillers for what's going on?
No,
with
I
your
won't fuck
body?
with painkillers.
Really? Why not?
I have enough fucking issues. I don't need to start
Too
swallowing
addictive.
fucking Vicodins like fucking they're going out of style.
Like oxys or whatever. The fuck you're taking.
Oxys they gave me. I've taken oxys, but like they wanted to give me 5 a day. I took 3 a day. That's when I really needed it. That's when they had to redo my legs, and it was pain. The blood when I had blood clots. 2 things I learned in the hospital that you hear and you don't understand until you're in that position. Make when somebody's dying, make them comfortable. Because I was at points when I wasn't in the hospital where I was crying like a baby, not because of the pain and not because I was dying, but because I couldn't get comfortable.
Right.
And it's a big thing when you're fucking in that condition to make you as comfortable as possible, whether it's the way the bed is set, some drugs. And the other thing is, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy because you don't think, hey, what do you mean you wouldn't? But when I had the blood clots, the pain from that, I had 3 days where I wish I was dead. And I wouldn't wish that on anybody. It was fucking bad.
Yeah.
So people are like, well, you're on Montesi's fucking extra room in Flatbush. That must suck. Oh, I'll tell you what sucks. This is fucking this is just a little adventure.
That's a paradise now. I mean, yeah, it's all relative and puts everything into perspective, man. It's
Yeah.
great having you on, man. And Todd, I mean, it was awesome having you on as well. Mir, I think we should probably wrap up.
I'm
gotta
good.
run,
I got depressed off of that shit.
No, it's a story of inspiration.
That's not how I
you know,
feel. I got this guy.
and you got to live with them. So
wakes you up in the middle of the night. Hey, do you want to hear about my death stories? You're like,
yeah.
What do you say? You guys got any like websites or social medias or anything you want to promote at the end here?
Yeah, Vinny, plug your thing. I know you plug your thing.
Yeah, we got you can find us on we just got on finally TikTok. I'm just getting back. Instagram. Go to Radio Montauk and you can find out all the stuff there, Radio Montauk.
What about the what do you call it? The
Betting site?
page? Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's LouisLocks.com. That's the handicapping page I'm tied in with. And they're on fire. They're from Vegas. You know why? Because they have all those betting websites now.
Oh, it's huge.
So everybody's betting. So if you're betting, go to the handicapping site. Let them fucking help you break the bookie or break the website, make some money.
Yes,
so
sir.
LouisLocks.com. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Vinny. Todd, I know you're throwing out a couple things, your comedy gig. Anything else you want to promote?
Yeah, follow me at Monty Killa here on X, whatever, Instagram, Monty Killa Vision on YouTube. I've got my web series PN and Friends. Check that out. The last episodes are coming at the end in the fall. The last 4 episodes. I'm looking to make that a TV show, so definitely check out my content. Follow me. The UG Comedy Network is coming soon. Yeah, we're gonna do big things. So please follow me. Spread the word. If you want to make fun of me and make memes and do a deep dive into my content, go ahead. You'll find a lot of crazy, stupid, fun stuff. And yeah, let's fuck shit up, man. Let's take
and
over.
fuck Ray DeVito. Am I right?
Who?
Who?
Who? Yeah, exactly. Who?
All right, guys. Till next time.
I've got bigger rivalries with bigger comics, but that'll be
yeah, Ray's a piece of shit.
No, we can work Ray back into the.
We love Ray.
good graces, so-
Ray. Hang on, Ray. We love you. I'm sorry I said that. You're a great man. All right.
But till next time, Mir, and check them
till
out,
next time.
guys, and we'll do it. We'll do it again. Peace.
Peace.
Later, guys.